This group of people joined a terrifying game for money. They were given only 15 seconds to decide whether to participate, and once the game began, no one was allowed to quit. As the first round started, the butler rolled in a machine covered with a black cloth. When one of the older men saw it was an electric shock device, he tried to back out immediately, but in the next second, a gun was pointed straight at him. Seeing that, everyone else instantly gave up on the idea of quitting. The butler placed the shock headset on Tom and told him to choose, electrocute himself or electrocute Lisa, the woman sitting across from him. After a tense moment of hesitation, Tom chose to shock himself, sparing the girl. One by one, each player had to make a similar choice. But when it was Lisa's turn, she didn't hesitate for a second. She shocked the elderly woman across from her to save herself. The old lady nearly died from the jolt. Just as the first round ended and everyone began to relax slightly, round 2 began. Amy was presented with 2 options. On her right was an ice pick, and on her left, a leather whip. She had to choose between whipping Jack, who sat in front of her 3 times, or stabbing Alan, the man next to her, in the thigh with the ice pick. Knowing that there was a major artery in the leg, Amy reluctantly chose the whip and lashed Jack. Next, it was Alan's turn. He had to pick between stabbing Amy in the leg with the ice pick, or whipping Jack across the back 3 times. Alan was stunned. Shouldn't someone else be taking the hits by now? But he had no choice. He picked up the whip and lashed Jack, whose back was now a bloody mess. Then it was Jack's turn to decide. He hoped someone else would finally take the pain, but the choice was either let the butler whip him or stab another player. Too kind to hurt anyone, Jack chose to be whipped again. This time, he passed out from the pain. The game continued. With Jack unconscious, the next player had to make a choice involving the old woman again. Tragically, the stab landed directly in her major artery. Blood spurted everywhere, but the game didn't stop. Now it was Lisa's turn again, but the rules had changed. She could choose anyone to stab with the ice pick. She glanced over at the old lady, but then stood up and walked straight over to Amy. She hated Amy, so without hesitation, she drove the ice pick into Amy's stomach. Thankfully, it missed any vital organs. But just then, Jack collapsed to the floor. Out of the original 8 participants, only 4 remained. And what awaited them was an even more brutal